Hey guys, so last few days have been a really exciting time for me, and I've been in a really good mood as of late, and because of that, um, kind of going into today's movie, I was kind of going, man, I have I highly doubt. I went in thinking I highly doubt that I really will hate this movie because of how good of a mood I've been in as of late. Um, and luckily, I went and saw Las Vegas. Las Vegas was a movie that I got a couple trailers for, and honestly, it looked really good. It had a really cool, kind of cool, quirky concepts. It looked like basically which I've kind of termed it as the geriatric version of The Hangover, and but probably a little bit more tamer. And obviously, because I would not expect guys that age to be doing stuff that they did in The Hangover. Um, but yeah, it looked pretty funny. It had a really good cast. That a bunch of guys had a bunch of guys in it that I really enjoy, and I could watch them in anything. So I figured, what the hell, this looks really good. It was either this or Ender's Game. It was kind of a flip of the coin for me on which one I was going to go see. I've heard better things about Ender's Game. I mean, it's getting better reviews than this movie, but out of the two, I thought honestly the movie Las Vegas looked a lot better, and a lot more fun. So, and then obviously I've been seeing some of the reviews it's been getting, and to be honest, it isn't getting very good reviews. It's not getting terrible reviews, but it's just getting very average reviews. And so I was like, man, one of those, how the hell could this be that bad? And it seemed like most complaints I've heard were like, oh, well, it's just basically the older version of the Hangover. I'm like, yeah, and that it's more tame. I'm like, yeah, well, what the fuck do you expect? I mean, I was like, I kind of went in like, I went in with an open mind with this movie, and I'll tell you this is honestly, this movie is, in my opinion, if I were to make a list of the most underrated films of the year, this would probably be number one. I really fucking enjoyed this movie. I This movie is one of my favorite comedies of the year. Honestly, I'm not joking. There'll probably be people that'll disagree with me wholeheartedly, but this is out of a year that's had not been such a great year in comedy. This has been a pretty. I thought this was a pretty high note. I know there are people who probably disagree with me. If you do, let me know why. I don't know. I would like to know because I really enjoyed this fucking movie. Yeah, it is like The Hangover a little bit. Like it's a geriatric version of The Hangover, but I think honestly it's better than The Hangover. I'm gonna flat out say that. I think this movie is a lot better than the Hangover movies, and I know I'm gonna be unpopular in saying that, but I enjoyed this a little bit more, and that's mainly because the main reason I enjoyed this movie a lot was the cast. I freaking love the cast in this movie. You had Robert De Niro, Michael Douglas, Morgan Freeman, and Kevin Kline. They basically all play four buddies. Michael Douglas' character Billy, which I love the fact that his name was Billy because my name is Billy, and I have this theory that that almost every Billy, there's always the name Billy in movies has been represented badly. Look at a good example: Buffalo Bill and Silence of the Lambs, Kill Bill, which played by awesomely by David Carradine, obviously, and hell, the killer in Scream was named Billy. I remember that stuff like that. That's some good examples, and to have a movie where a character named Billy is played by Michael Douglas, who's one of my favorite actors. I was like, hell yeah, man! I could dig it. I really enjoy it. Yeah, basically, Michael Douglas is getting married, and He wants all three of his buddies, played by De Niro, Freeman, and Klein, to come with him to have a bachelor party, and hijinks ensue. And the thing is, yeah, this movie's kind of a stereotypical comedy. It does a lot. It has a lot of cliched stuff in it that you see in a lot of movies like this, but it's really, really good. And this movie's holstered by the chemistry of all four of these guys and the likability of all four of these guys. They seem like four real life friends. Honestly, every one of these guys is great. De Niro or Michael Douglas's character is basically like a playboy kind of esque character who likes to date younger women. What a shock! Michael Douglas is playing a guy who likes younger women. That's a shock. And he has one of the best parts earlier in the movie where freaking he proposes to his girlfriend at his best friend's funeral. He's delivering a eulogy and proposes to his girlfriend. I've never seen that happen before. That was really weird. Morgan Freeman plays a guy who had a minor stroke, and basically his son is watching him like a hawk and making sure he takes his meds and all stuff like that. Doesn't let Morgan Freeman live his life, basically. And Morgan Freeman's kind of getting sick of it, even though he loves his son and all stuff like that. Robert De Niro, unfortunately, is a person who just lost his wife, and he's just kind of living on his own and is just a grumpy old man. What a shock. Robert De Niro playing a grumpy old man. That's not far-fetched. I mean, they even make fun of the fact that he basically has like a permanent scowl on his face, which De Niro does, but whatever. And Kevin Kline is a married guy in Florida who's kind of not very happy, but he continues to make jokes about living in Florida and being old. But they all have their own individual stories. All of them are very likable, and this movie is also very touching and very heartfelt. And even though it goes into cliched moments, it doesn't matter for me because I gave a shit what was going on to these characters. I will say this: even though this movie was cliched and went down a lot of cliched routes, I didn't expect it to go the route where it did with the revelation. I'm not going to reveal it. There's a revelation that's revealed midway through the movie about Michael Douglas and Robert De Niro's wife. And no, before you start asking, no, Michael Douglas didn't sleep with her or anything. That's not the revelation. That would really completely ruin the movie. Thank God. But it's something more interesting, and I didn't expect that. It was kind of interesting, and it kind of all right, go to a different route there. I particularly, one of the guys I really enjoyed in this movie the most was Kevin Kline. I freaking love Kevin Kline. After I watched this movie, I couldn't remember the last movie I saw him in, and really I mean, name me a movie I've seen, last movie I've seen him in. I can't freaking remember, and that's really sad because it's why isn't this guy doing more stuff? And after you watch this movie, you go, this guy needs to be in more movies. And it's kind of funny because when I first saw the trailer, I didn't recognize Kevin Kline until it said his name. I'm like, that's Kevin Kline? Really? He's basically looks like Santa Claus now. He's white hair, white beard. It looks completely different than he did when I last saw him. But yeah, he's really good in this, and I really enjoyed him in this. Like I said, I enjoyed everybody in this. They all played their strengths, and they really worked well off one another. I also like the girl who played the lounge singer. That kind of grows a relationship with De Niro and Michael Douglas. I thought she was really good. I don't remember her name, but I've seen her in movies before, and I thought she was pretty good. I mean, this movie isn't exactly just The Hangover, but geriatric version. I mean, They don't like get drunk and don't remember the next day or anything like that. It's more than that. It's not just like a Hangover ripoff. I mean, it's basically a bunch of old guys just having a blast, one of the last blasts of their life, Why not? I know some people might not like that, but, at that age, why the fuck not? Why, I don't blame these characters, at their age to be doing this. And these are, like I said, these are four guys I really enjoy. If I could make it, is there any, obviously, with movies, you gotta ask, well, is there any complaints I had? And I had to think about that for a second. And I was like, there was one minor complaint I had with this movie. And if I were to complain about it, there was a little bit. It did go in some cliched routes. And some of the ending, I'll talk about the ending in a minute. But one of the things I noticed that I kind of didn't like was the fact that basically the kids, they show at the beginning in the 1950s, like younger versions of each character. And literally, none of those younger kids look anything like their older counterparts. And they didn't even try. Alright, except for the De Niro kid. The kid who was playing De Niro's character. Because they basically put a mole on him and tried to they tried to at least make him look like it. Basically, they only tried really by just putting a mole on him, and that was it. But at least they tried with him. But I mean, yeah, that was like only one complaint. And also, the ending kind of I was kind of watching the ending of what De Niro does at the end. Kind of is like, that's kind of a dick move, dude. I mean, I understand why he did it. I'm not going to reveal why and what. I'm not going to say what because I don't want to spoil it. But it's kind of a dick move. I was sitting there kind of thinking like, that's kind of, yeah, what the hell, man. But like I said, I understand why he did it. But yeah. This is a movie I don't want to spoil too much about it. If there was a favorite scene of mine, favorite scenes of mine in this movie, like the bikini contest was pretty funny, where they get to judge a bikini contest. I thought that was pretty funny. I liked the dialogue in this movie. I like one of my favorite parts is when Michael Douglas goes to call all the guys and tell them he got married, and he calls Morgan Freeman. He's like, what is it now? Is it cancer, your prostate, or is it your heart? He's like, why is there always going to be something wrong with me? It's like, dude, it's like, but it's like, well, at their certain age, they kind of expect that because all their friends are dying. But it's kind of funny. I like that line. And the movie does consist a lot of old jokes, like about them being old and like the medication, like. I like the fact that one of the reasons why I like Kevin Kline's character. I like the Kevin Kline's character is his whole goal throughout the whole movie is to get laid. Basically what happens is that before he goes to Vegas, his wife gives him a card, and he opens the card and it says whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and he opens the card up and there's a Viagra and a condom in there, and his wife tells him that, oh, if you're unhappy, I know you're unhappy, and that if you go to Vegas, stuff happens, and he's like, I'm gonna give you a pass this one time. He's like, really? He's like, I'm afraid to go out of the car. I mean, that's actually a genuine reaction. I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean. And he, like the whole movie, he's trying to get laid, trying to take advantage of this opportunity he has, and it's kind of funny. And it does have a really satisfying conclusion, even though it's a little bit of a cliche conclusion. It is a satisfying conclusion to that story, and I mean, these characters are really funny and generally like really. I mean, I gave a shit about every one of these characters, and like. When all the emotional shit happens towards the end, I gave a shit. I'm trying to think of other funny stuff in this movie. I like the club scene, that was funny, and I like the fact that they keep running into this younger kid who keeps messing with them, and finally they put him in his place, and they basically pretend that they're members of leaders of a mafia, and they make this kid basically become their servants because he thinks that they're like leaders of mafia leaders or something like that. It's kind of funny. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I don't want to reveal too much about this movie. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head about stuff I like. I recommend this movie. That's one of the reasons why this review is short and vague, because I don't want to reveal too much about it. I will talk about some of the trailers I did get though. I got there late, and I got the tail end of the new trailer for American Hustle, which looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, that looks really good. I don't know what I didn't see. I want to watch the whole trailer, but from what I saw of it, it looked really good. I liked the first trailer for that movie, so I'm definitely there for that movie. It's Bradley Cooper, Amy Adams, Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, if I didn't say his name already, and Jeremy Renner. All really good actors. Want to see that. Directed by David O. Russell. Even though I don't like David O. Russell as a person, I like him as a director. So, what else did I get? I got the Wolf of Wall Street, the new Wolf of Wall Street trailer. It's Martin Scorsese making a Wall Street movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. This honestly looks like this is gonna be Leonardo DiCaprio's movie that he gets an Oscar finally. I said that about Django though, so I don't know. I'll probably be wrong on there. But this looks like a really awesome movie. It basically is like Martin Scorsese's version of Wall Street, but like a more lavish, like shows the lavish lifestyle that Leonardo DiCaprio lives. It's based off a true guy. It's also got Matthew McConaughey, Jonah Hill. I think Kyle Chandler pops up in that trailer. I forget who else. I forget who else is in that trailer, but it looks really fucking good. Scorsese. I'm gonna go see it. It's now coming. It was supposed to come out like in a couple weeks, but then it got pushed back to Christmas Day. I'm gonna be there Christmas Day. I might not be able to see it on Christmas Day, but I'll see it once I get around to seeing it. What else? Oh, then I got two really bad trailers. One, The Best Man Holiday, which really, who remembers that movie, The Best Man? I don't. I barely remember it. I remember being okay, but I don't remember it that much. And I was like, I have no idea what's going on in this trailer. I don't give a shit, whatever. And then I got one of the worst trailers of the year. I literally moaned like, oh, in the theater as soon as this trailer played, and that is Madea's Christmas. I'm not gonna go in great lengths about Tyler Perry and my thoughts on him because I could make a whole video about that. But I hate Tyler Perry. I hate Madea. This looks really fucking bad, and to make it even fucking worse, if a Madea movie couldn't be any worse, they're adding freaking Larry the Cable Guy. No joke. I was like, oh my god, a Madea and Larry the Cable Guy movie? Why? Like, who the fuck asked for that? Like, God, like those are two different, like, okay, those are two different, like, demographics. I don't. Oh, I fucking hate both the Tyler. I hate Tyler Perry and Larry the Cable Guy. I will not be seeing that freaking movie. That movie looked terrible, terrible, terrible. Oh. But, anyways, go see Las Vegas. I highly recommend it. Now, before I get off here, now I know next week is The Dark World, and normally I would be going to see this, and my original plan was to go see this next week, but as of yesterday, my sister officially had her baby. Yay! I would show you a picture of her, but I'm sure my sister would kill me if I put this on YouTube and showed a picture of my baby niece. I'm very, very excited. And next week I will be in North Carolina seeing my baby niece, and because of that, I won't be seeing 4 right away. When I I will probably say I don't know exactly when I'll be back, but my chances are I won't be back till the 14th. So because of that, I won't be able to see 4 until the 15th of November, and also that's also a week, or that's a Friday, that day falls on a Friday. Because of that, like I said, I'll probably be seeing 4 in the new movie I would be going to see that week too. So you'll probably get 2 reviews on the 15th instead of 1. But I might be, I don't know if I might come back early or not. So if I do, I might have the 4 review earlier than foreseen, but expect it on the 15th. I'm sure nobody really cares either way what when I do that review, but I'm really looking forward to 4, and I kind of hate that I have to miss it, but I have more important things to do, like seeing my little baby niece. This has been a really crazy, happy week for me, and seeing Las Vegas was actually a highlight for me, or a great end for this week. So, anyways, I'm gonna quit rambling on and on about that, but I'll be back in 2 weeks with For the Dark World and whatever else I might be reviewing that or seeing that day. Until then, I'll see you guys then and talk to you later.